See, I've never heard it spoken about. I've listened to, thousands and thousands of hours of audio program, video program, read so many books. But I've never heard about a lot of winners talking about this. But I know that it exists today. See, if you've ever read about great athletes, they talk about the same phenomenon where they were able to know exactly what's going to happen. So how do you get this thing? Well, for instance, when you first get in your commitment, you decide completely and then you start researching, observing, practicing. See, I'm going to encourage you to get an objections notebook and actually start writing objections, problems, complaints, questions that the customer might ask. Your customer would ask, write it down. I'm going to tell you a little story real quick. Years ago, I was selling this product, and this product that I was selling was being sold to people that was worth way more than money than I was. These were multi-millionaires, crore-patis that I was selling to, and I discovered quickly. See, when I started selling international franchise, I discovered that most of my partners had to be very, very rich. They had to be multi-millionaires and crore-patis. And so I discovered quickly, started seeing repeated patterns, what they didn't like, what they liked, what sort of clothes they wore, and I started seeing something, a lot of similarities came up, and I started to make note of them, which I added to my presentation when I was selling. After each sales conversation, I added another point, and soon it started becoming predictable to me. I was able to predict. I made a lot of mistakes with this. And I remember, but there was no one to protect me. These guys would say, you got 60 seconds, you have 10 seconds. And I'm like, oh my God, what do I do now? I just have 10 seconds. And I wrote that down. And I was thinking, what do I say? What do I say? What do I say? Now the next person that told me, you know what, I just have 10 seconds, I knew what to tell them. Because I knew the answer before it even came up. I was able to predict correctly because I studied the pattern. I was able to predict the future and know that this is going to be a question or an objection or a thought pattern that will come up in my customer. I handled him without he having to think about it. I handled him without being reactive. I started predicting success. And the times it came up, I knew the exact answer to give him. See, because he's professional, he's successful, he's moving, he's shaking, and I could barely get an appointment from him. And he will say he just has 10 seconds or 20 seconds. And I'm going to say 10 seconds is more than enough time because I had studied prospects like him, opportunities like him, situations like him. I was able to respond in a proper manner. This customer became one of my best clients ever that I ever had, and I actually launched my career in sales training.